Hey chopsticks, on the menu today is grilled cheese sandwiches and creamy tomato soup. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Merrick. Nice to meet you. I film mukbangs and ASMRs, so if you are interested in these types of videos, make sure to subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so I have my delicious food right in front of me and I am so hungry. Let's eat, everyone. Check out this grilled cheese, you guys. Oh my god, like the cheese is perfectly melting. I'm surprised it's not dripping off the sandwich right now, but open wide. Got it, slay. Mmm, mmm, mmm. The cheese is so creamy. Mmm, mmm. Sorry for the noise if you hear it. There's a car like buzzing by in the background. So obnoxious. Like, why do you have to press on the gas pedal so hard and roar your engine? It's the middle of the winter. There's ice everywhere. The summer I can understand, but in the winter, really, bish? Mmm. Mmm. I like how the cheese is creamy. It matches the creamy tomato soup. I love creamy foods. Like creamy, smooth, silky. I love that texture so much. Let's try the soup. You guys can have the first spoonful. Got it? Slay. Very good. Very good for hand soup. I gotta admit, I did not make this myself. I wish I had the guts to lie to you guys, but gotta be honest on this channel. It's canned soup. I actually threw away the can. I was gonna bring it down to like show you guys on camera. But if I recall correctly, it's from the brand Campbell's. And it's called their creamy tomato soup. I'll link it in the description down below in case you are interested in checking it out. I always talk about this, but I cannot stand it when YouTubers mention a product, a service, a food, and they don't provide the links to it in the description box because I'm like, how the hell am I going to hunt down this item on the internet? So I'll find it on Amazon probably, and I'll link it down below for you guys. In case you do want to try this creamy tomato soup out. Now, unfortunately, what I am unable to link down below in the description is this. I'm pretty sure you can't buy grilled cheese sandwiches on Amazon or the internet for that matter. I made this myself, 100% homemade. Hmm. So, all I did was I got 4 slices of bread, melted some butter on a saucepan. After melting the butter on the saucepan, I put the bread, let it toast a little bit on medium-low temperature, added some sliced cheese, 4 slices to be exact per sandwich, and I basically cut it up into halves. So, what you're seeing, there's actually 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, but I just cut it in half to make it 4 pieces. Yay, you can do math, Merrick. Good job. Right, sorry. Choked on my soup. Pricing wise, I think this meal is probably less than $4. Hmm. Because the soup was about $1.50 US, and then the cheese was probably less than 50 cents, and the bread less than 50 cents again, so under $4, I would say. By the way, sorry if you're seeing lots of cuts right now in this video. It's because I have phlegm stuck in my throat and I kind of have to like cough it out pretty often. So I kind of want to do that off camera and not include that in the mukbang. But I think right now, I got all the phlegm out, so that's good. Hopefully there's no more cuts going forward in this mukbang. Mm. I don't even have a cold. I'm not sure why I have phlegm. It's the worst, seriously. For some reason, I seem to have the most phlegm in my throat when I film mukbangs. Which is like terrible timing, right? When I'm chilling with my friends, surfing the internet, I don't seem to have phlegm in my throat. I don't know why. So if I keep like readjusting my throat, that's why. Don't you hate that? Like when you have to make a presentation or when you have to talk to someone and you have this like feeling in your throat right here that there's like something like stuck in it. And it's like so obvious that like you cannot ignore it. It's just there. It takes up all your attention. I honestly wasn't planning to talk about phlegm in this mukbang. Is that TMI? Is that too much information? But hey, I like to keep it real on this channel. As real as possible. I don't want to hold anything back between me and you guys. Honesty is my #1 policy. For the tomato soup, I'm not sure if you guys can see anymore, but there's some white marks right there. Yeah, right there. Before I started up, what I did was I just put some cream on the very top to give it a better presentation. This is so cheesy. Oh my god. Like the layer of cheese inside, in between the two slices of bread. Do you call it toast? Because it's like toasted now. I think I saw this like meme on Reddit. People were saying how bread is, or no, how toast is basically cooked bread. So cooked bread equals toast. So I'm not sure if I should call this toast or bread. I'll call it toast. What I wanted to say was the layer of cheese is as thick as the toast itself, or even thicker. That's how much cheese I put inside. More cheese, the better, right? Let's move on to the question of let's move on to the question of the day. So for today's question of the day, I want to know, did you grow up eating grilled cheese sandwiches when you were little? If not, what did you eat instead? I know here in North America, a lot of kids, when they're little, their parents make them grilled cheese sandwiches. It's kind of a comfort food here because it's really easy to make and it's relatively cheap, right? And when you're a parent, those two things sound amazing when raising your kid or children. So I want to know, what did you eat growing up? Did you have grilled cheese sandwiches or did you have something else? Maybe outside of North America, people might have other staple foods they had while they were kids. I am very curious, so let me know what you ate when you were little in the comments down below. I would love to read all your responses. I just love reading all your comments, seriously. All your responses, all your comments bring me so much joy after I upload. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this person's at this and this person's at this. It feels like we're having a conversation whenever people actually comment on my videos. And I do know that not everyone comments on my videos because sometimes I see like 2,000 views and I only see 100 comments. So that's like 1 in every 20 people who comment, which is totally okay. Like I know some people aren't that comfortable commenting on YouTube, but if you are comfortable and you're just lazy to, I really, 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 really implore you to comment because I genuinely want to hear your opinions on my questions of the days. This meal only took me, I think, less than 10 minutes to prep. Seriously, so easy, you guys. And this isn't basic white bread. This is actually a multigrain whole wheat bread. I know, so bougie, right? So bougie. The queen is so bougie. Just kidding. The queen isn't bougie. The queen's mom is bougie. This isn't my bread. My mom actually bought this bread. So I was just like, I'll use whatever bread we have in the fridge. Typically, I don't know, I don't really have a preference for bread. Ooh, that could actually be a really good question of the day. What kind of bread do you like? Do you like brown bread or white bread? But I'll save that for another video. Hmm. I feel like I made so many cuts in this mukbang. I'm so sorry, you guys. I know some people get annoyed when I make too many cuts. Um, Seriously, before I filmed this mukbang, I was just on the phone with a friend, and we were chatting, and nothing was up. But as soon as I turned on the camera, this flood of phlegm came into my throat for some reason. And I don't like to like refilm my mukbangs, like re-say my sentences, because I think that doesn't come off as authentic when I do it the second time around. So usually I just push through the sentence with phlegm in my mouth. Behind the scenes stuff. Hmm. Maybe I spoke too much on the phone, so my throat got very dehydrated, so I started making phlegm. I don't know. I'm just making these hypotheses up. These hypotheses, there we go. I was like hypotheses. The plural of hypothesis is hypotheses. I don't even know how I made it through science in high school. But yeah, that's just some of my hypotheses. Hmm. Hmm. I wonder if whole wheat bread or brown bread or quinoa. I almost said quinoa. Not quinoa, Merrick. Quinoa. If quinoa bread is healthier than white bread. Do you guys think so? I heard apparently it's just a myth to get people to pay more at the grocery stores. If you're from Canada and you're watching this, you already know of this phenomenon. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. This situation. But if you're not from Canada, we have this big grocery chain called Loblaws or Superstore or No Frills, and they were price fixing bread. Now, if you don't know what price fixing is, it's basically when two or more corporations they join up together or they team up together, and they're just like, hey, let's make bread this certain amount of price or cost this certain amount, even though it could be a lot cheaper. And since they're not competing against each other to like have the lowest price, say like the price of bread actually costs like $2, and then like company A says to company B, hey, let's make it $5, and company B agrees, and they basically own the bread industry. That's called price fixing. And Loblaws, the company I mentioned before in Canada, admit to price fixing. Wow. I feel like I'm a educational channel right now. Or like a news channel. I just really like to talk about current events. It's one of my passions. I watch the news every single day, and I love talking about like politics and the news and stuff. Some people call me like so boring. They're like, "Are you 30 years old or 40? Like you should be out partying, getting drunk, doing activities you'll regret 20 years from now." But I'm like, nah, I want to stay home, cuddle on my couch with my non existent man, and watch the news. Hmm. That's one of the problems I have when I'm trying to make new friends. You need commonalities in order to make new friends, like common interests, common hobbies, common extracurricular activities. And not many people my age watch the news or even want to talk about current events. Because, like, sometimes I would bring up to new people I meet, I'll be like, oh, like, what do you think of the new interest rate hike? And they're like, what? What's an interest rate? And I'm like, oh, wow. And they're like my age too, okay? They're not like 7 years old. Who, like, if you're a 7 year old, I don't expect you to know what an interest rate is. But if you're like someone my age, kind of looking into like buying property, you should probably know what an interest rate is. And then when you're meeting people, obviously you don't want to talk about like politics too much. I only talk about politics with like my close friends. Hmm. By the way, have you noticed how chill this mukbang is? I feel like sometimes I'm like very low energy right now. I'm not very low energy. I feel like I'm like medium energy. Sometimes I'm like super super out of this world. Just all depends on my mood. Outside it's pretty gloomy right now, so that probably affected my mood prior to filming this. I really like a good debate. I feel like by watching the news, you see all these issues, and they're never black and white. There's always like a spectrum of gray. There's so many opinions, perspectives, and you can debate and argue any one of those depending on what your core values are. But you can't really do that to someone you just met or someone that you're not very tight or close with. Because you can't really be like, oh, hey, what's your opinion? Sorry, some bread got stuck in my mouth, like the breadcrumbs, or stuck in my throat. You can't really be like, oh, what's your opinion on abortion or gay rights or the environment randomly to someone you just met. What you end up talking about is, oh, what do you do for work? Where do you live by? Small talk, right? Because you don't want to offend anyone through your dialogue. Hmm. So cheesy. Mmm. I bet people who stumbled onto my channel for the very first time through this video are probably thinking, wow, does this guy talk a lot? And he calls this a chill mukbang? Oh girl, trust me. I can talk way more. I'm seriously like a chatterbox. It's because I don't have many people in my life. So I don't really talk to anyone on a day-to-day basis other than work, right? So when I film these mukbangs, I feel like I get my dose of socialization because, like it or not, humans are social creatures. We need social interaction. And while we're on this topic, maybe I'll talk more about this in a future mukbang. But I really hate the fact that we are social creatures. You know, octopus? What's the plural of octopus? Octopi? Octopuses? They're not social creatures. They can spend their lives entirely alone on the ocean floor, hunting for food, and they're perfectly happy. Their serotonin levels are high, their hormones are like well balanced. When humans are deprived of social interaction, it literally drives us crazy. Like you see studies on jail inmates, like people who are in maximum security prisons where they're just isolated alone for like a year in a room with a toilet. It makes people crazy. And from an evolutionary standpoint, oh my gosh, I feel like if my close friends are watching this, they're gonna be like, oh, Merrick, this is so you talking about evolution. I love evolution, by the way, and I didn't even major in science while studying in university. I totally should have, right? Mm. But going on evolution, if you can be equally as happy alone and equally as happy with people, your chances of survival should be easier when you're alone, right? Because it's hard to find other people to like meet your need, but if you're by yourself, you have already met the need. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. Mm. And a show that does a very, very good job at outlining the need for social interaction in humans and how we may be able to not replace but substitute this need for social interaction is through technology and artificial intelligence in the future. And the show is Black Mirror, one of my favorite shows ever. Mm. I actually have it written down in one of my things to talk about in a future mukbang. I literally just inhaled a piece of bread down my throat. The struggles of talking and eating at the same time, folks. But I have it written down as one of the things I want to talk about in a future mukbang. Because if you have not seen Black Mirror yet, it is seriously so freaking brilliant. Alrighty, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. If you are subscribed, make sure you turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Love you, chopsticks, and remember to slay your day.